Hello everyone, my name is Kirandeep Kaur, and in this video we are going to see the third part of Upgrade Your English. So in this video we will be seeing some business idioms and some advanced vocabulary, and also we'll be discussing and learning the most important topic, that is the correct pronunciation. So let's get started. Now, first is the business English idioms. So, I'll be telling you some very commonly used business English idioms that are being very much in use these days, and I think you all should be knowing that, and you should use that. So, the first one is raise the bar. Raise the bar. Now, what is the meaning of this idiom? The meaning is to set standards or expectations higher. So when we say कि oh, this person has raised the bar for everybody, this means कि they have actually set the standards or expectations very high. So जब आप किसी को बोलोगे कि okay, this person's work has raised the bar for the others, this means इनका work इतना अच्छा है that it has raised the bar, it has set a boundary or an expectation level very higher than the others. Example can be the Olympic athlete plans to raise the bar by setting a new world record. So, यहाँ पे we have used the word raise the bar like the Olympic athlete is planning कि okay, now this time I'll do so well that वो raise कर दे bar for everybody else. Again, with the unmatched innovation, Apple has raised the bar for tech companies worldwide. So here again it is the same thing. We have used raise the bar, which means यहाँ पर कि they have set the standard so high for the other tech companies. So the Apple's quality, their products, their technologies is so upgraded, so good that it has actually raised the bar very high for the other tech companies. So the first one was raise the bar. Now the next one is up in the air. Up in the air. Now, what is the meaning of this idiom? It means to be undecided or uncertain. So, when something is not certain, when we are not sure of something, when we are not sure okay, if this is going to happen or not, then we can use this idiom, which is up in the air. Example can be the proposal to build a golf course next to the airport is still up in the air. So, suppose यहाँ पे we can see that they were planning to build a golf course next to the airport, which is not yet decided, it's not yet fixed. So rather than saying is uncertain, they have said it is up in the air. The proposal to build a golf course next to the airport is up in the air, which means it's not certain. Next can be our hiring plans are up in the air until we know we have the budget. So the same idiom we have used here for uncertainty or something which is not yet decided. So the hiring plans are not decided, is uncertain until and unless the budget plan, the budget is there. They have the good budget. Until and unless that is not going to happen, their planning of hiring new employees is not decided. It is uncertain. Now, the next idiom is go the extra mile. Go the extra mile. So it means to do more than what's expected. So when somebody or someone does which is something which is more than expected from them, that is like they are going that extra mile for you. So example can be she's always willing to go the extra mile to help a friend. So your friend, suppose there's a girl who has a lot of friends and she's always ready to do extra, something more than expected for her friends. So rather than saying she's always willing to do more than what's expected for her friends, we will use go the extra mile here. Again, to give our customers the best shopping experience, we always go the extra mile. So again, we have used go the extra mile because like the company aims to give the best services to the customers. So we will say that to give the best experience to our customers, we are always ready to go the extra mile for them. So this was third one, go the extra mile. Now, the next idiom we'll be discussing is step up to the plate. So step up to the plate, what does that mean? It means to take responsibility, initiative for doing something. So when you take some responsibility or some initiative to do something for your work or for anything, when you are the one who is taking the initiative, when you are the one who is taking the responsibility, then you can say step up to the plate. Example can be he took over the team when it became obvious no one else was going to step up to the plate. So here it is very much evident that that person, he took the responsibility, he took over the team when it became obvious that no one else was going to take that responsibility. So he came forward and he took that responsibility. So here we have again used step up to the plate. Next example, if you want this promotion, you're going to have to step up to the plate. So if you want this promotion, you have to step up to the plate. So agar aapko promotion chahiye, so you have to take responsibility or you have to take initiative. So rather than saying that, we use the idiom, you have to step up to the plate. Next is, let's get the ball rolling. So it is very much used, let's get the ball rolling. What does that mean? It means to begin or start something. So when we actually want to say, okay, start doing something, or let's start working on that. So rather than saying these words, we can say, let's get the ball rolling. So example can be, let's get the ball rolling by putting up some posters. So suppose there is some function, some event which is going to be conducted, and the manager or the person who is doing everything for the event, that person comes and says, let's get the ball rolling by first putting up some posters. So start करने के लिए, कोई नई चीज़ को start करने के लिए, कोई नई चीज़ को begin करने के लिए, you can say let's get the ball rolling. Next is, we have to get the ball rolling on this project soon. So again, if basically it means that you want to start, we need to start working on this project soon. So rather than saying the simple thing that okay, let's start working on this project, we said let's get the ball rolling on this project soon. So it is used for basically to begin or start something. Now one more is play hardball. Play hardball. Now what does this mean? It means to be firm and determined in order to get what you want, to act aggressively. So when somebody is very firm, somebody is very rigid on something, or very a person, if sometime a person acts aggressively to get something done, that thing, that behavior is called like playing hardball. Example can be, the client is playing hardball and refusing to renew the contract until we lower the price. So the client is actually being very rigid. He is very firm that he will not renew the contract until and unless they lower their price. So rather than saying that that person, that client is very rigid, he is very firm on his decision, we said that he is playing hardball. Again, one more example. He is a nice guy, but he can play hardball when he needs to. So we are saying somebody that okay, he's a nice guy, but he can be very aggressive. He can act very aggressively when he needs to. He can be very rigid, very firm when he needs to. So rather than saying that, we use the word play hardball. So we said that he is a nice guy, but he can play a hardball when he needs to. Now, the next is that we'll be seeing some basic to advanced English. So basic, what is advanced, what is basic? So there are terms, certain terms which are used from a very long time. It has been using from a long time. बहुत common है, बहुत regular use में आते हैं, बहुत time से हम उनको वो words को use करते आ रहे हैं. But now with time we have more option, more advanced options. So it would be actually better if we start adapting those advanced terms, as it will portray that we are very updated and we have the knowledge of the language. So let's look at some advanced English. First is tell me. So this is a very very common thing. हम बहुत use करते हैं, हमें कुछ भी जानना है. When somebody is saying कि oh you know what happened, so हम तुरंत क्या बोलते हैं, oh what, tell me. So tell me is a very very common thing that we use in our daily life, and in place of tell me, an advanced word can be enlighten me. So आप advanced way में कैसे बोल सकते हो? You can say enlighten me. Now example, could anyone enlighten me here or give me any more information? So rather than saying could anyone tell me, हमने क्या use किया? हमने use किया advanced English, that is enlighten me. So could anyone enlighten me here or give me any more information? Second example, let's see, enlighten me about your plans for the future. सो बहुत कॉमन चीज़ है, हम लोग अपने फ्रेंड्स को, अपने नोन्स को बोलते हैं दैट ओके टेल मी योर प्लान्स फॉर द फ्यूचर, व्हाट आर योर प्लान्स फॉर द फ्यूचर. सो रादर देन सेइंग दैट वर्ड टेल मी, हम उसकी जगह एक एडवांस्ड वर्ड यूज कर सकते हैं. वी कैन से ओके एनलाइटन मी, व्हाट आर योर प्लान्स फॉर द फ्यूचर, राइट? सो एनलाइटन मी अबाउट योर प्लान्स फॉर द फ्यूचर. सो यू विल साउंड मच मोर स्मार्टर. Next can be comes before. So again we say okay this comes before that only. हम लोग जब कोई भी चीज़ के बारे में बताते हैं कि ये चीज़ उसके पहले आती है, it comes before something. So for that comes before we can use precedes. So I think आप लोग को पता होगा, कुछ स्टूडेंट्स को ये टर्म जरूर पता होगा. So it is an advanced word which is precedes. So let's look at an example. Sometimes a tingling sensation in the arm will precede a heart attack. So comes before की जगह पे हमने क्या यूज करा? Precede. So we are saying, so rather than saying sometimes a tingling sensation in the arm will come before or will be felt before a heart attack. So rather than saying the word before, felt before, comes before, we said precedes. Right? Next example, the new mayor is very different from the person who preceded her in office. So the new mayor is very different from the one who was there before him, before he came. So again जो word हमने use करा before, उसकी जगह पे we used an advanced word that is precede. So कभी भी whenever you want to tell कि कोई भी चीज़ पहले हुई है, something has happened before, right, something, so you can definitely use the word precede in place of before. So the new mayor is very different from the person who preceded her in the office. Next is I am worried. So again very much in use. So कभी भी हमें कोई चीज़ की टेंशन होती है, चिंता होती है, तो हम क्या बोलते हैं? Oh I'm really worried, I'm worried. So worried के लिए भी we have an advanced word that is I am perturbed. I am perturbed. Now let's look at an example. She is very perturbed about her husband's health. So हम normally use करते हैं ना कि oh she is very worried about her husband's health. So rather than saying the word worried, we use perturbed, means she is worried. Another example, he looked very perturbed when he heard the news. So he looked very worried. Suppose he got to know something which is actually very upsetting. So he looked worried. So rather than saying worried, we said that he looked very perturbed when he heard the news. Then she predicted. Now you predicted that बहुत अच्छा weather होने वाला है tomorrow, and that actually happened. So आपके friend ने बोला, and what will you say? Oh I predicted that. So rather than saying I predicted that, you can say I prophesied. I prophesied. Right? आपने पहले ही देख लिया था, आपने पहले ही predict कर दिया था. So rather than saying predicted, you can say prophesied. Right? Example can be the farmers prophesied a bumper harvest, which means farmers ने predict कर दिया था कि बहुत अच्छी harvest होने वाली है. So rather than using predicted, we use the word prophesied. Again, one more example. She prophesied that she would win a gold medal. So the girl was participating in a competition and she predicted that okay I'm very good at it and I'm pretty sure that I will be going to win this. I'll be the winner. So what happened? That actually happened. She won the medal. So what will we say? That she predicted. So in place of predicted we can say she prophesied that she would win a gold medal. So again we have used an advanced word. Now one more example. Now कुछ भी कभी होता है, आपके फ्रेंड आपसे पूछते हो ओह आई एम रियली सॉरी टू हेयर दैट, आपके साथ ये हो गया, सो आप इरिटेट होते हो एंड आप बोलते हो ओ आई एम यूज्ड टू इट. ओके आई एम यूज्ड टू इट. सो rather than saying आई एम यूज्ड टू इट, यू कैन से accustomed to it. बेसिकली कोई चीज़ की आदत हो जाना, सो हम बोलते हैं उसके लिए आई एम यूज्ड टू इट. सो आप उसके लिए क्या बोल सकते हैं? आई एम accustomed to it. Let's look at an example. He had not only become known, but people had grown accustomed to him and accepted him. So again we have used the word used to it. So in place of used to it, we have used accustomed to it. So as the person had become known and people also along with that the people had grown used to him. तो मतलब they have developed an habit of looking at that person. If this is a celebrity, so हम लोग क्या बोलेंगे? We can say that okay, the audience has become used to him. So rather than saying used to him, we can say accustomed to him. Now another example, it took him a while to accustom himself to the idea. So suppose there is a new idea which has been, or a new proposal which has been brought up in a meeting. So the people have to accept it and start following it. So there was a person who was not that open to new things. So what we will say for him, we will say that okay, it took him some time, it took him a while to get used to it, right? So rather than saying used to it, we can say get accustomed to it. सो कभी भी जब आपको सेंटेंस में यूज करना हो यूज टू इट, या कोई भी चीज़ के लिए जब आपको बोलना हो उसको हैबिट या उसकी एक्सेप्टेंस लेना, या कोई चीज़ को यूज टू इट होना, तो उसके लिए यू कैन यूज accustomed to it. So it took him a while to accustom himself to the idea. Now one more, fit and healthy. So जब आपके फ्रेंड आपसे पूछते हैं कि how are you, so you say oh I'm fit and healthy. आप पूरे हेल्दी हो, आप फिट हो. सो rather than saying that basic English, you can say I am fit as fiddle. I am perfectly fit as fiddle. So let's look at an example. My grandmother is 89, but she is as fit as a fiddle. So her grandmother is 89 years old, but she is very fit. She is very fit and healthy. So rather than saying she is fit and healthy, we can say she is fit as fiddle. Then one more, he has been as fit as fiddle after the surgery. So a person got a surgery done and now he is very good, he is very fit and healthy. So what we will say, we can say that he has been as fit as fiddle after the surgery. Now busy, very commonly used word, busy. I'm really busy right now. So rather than saying busy, you can say I'm a bit tied up right now. Tied up का मतलब होता है busy होना. Example can be, Miss Sharma is tied up in a meeting at the moment, but I'll ask her to call you later. So suppose you want to meet somebody, you want to meet Miss Sharma, but there is a meeting going on and she's the one who is the speaker there. So one of her maybe the colleague came and told you that okay, Miss Sharma is tied up, which means she is busy in a meeting at the moment, but I'll ask her to call you later. So rather than saying that she is busy at the moment, she said that she is a bit tied up right now, right? Next is I am a bit tied up at the moment. जैसे मैंने आपको एग्जाम्पल दिया था कि suppose somebody asks you कि okay what are you doing, are you free right now, तो you said oh no I'm a bit busy. So rather than saying busy, you can say I'm a bit tied up. Now next, scared. So when you see a lion in front of you, you got scared. So rather than saying scared, you can say I got cold feet. So जब आप डरते हैं, when you are scared of something, you can say that I am having cold feet. Example can be, I was going to try bungee jumping, but I got cold feet. So bungee jumping is not everyone's cup of tea. So example is that the person was going for bungee jumping, but then suddenly he got very scared. So rather than saying scared, we said that I got cold feet. Then one more example, she got cold feet when asked to sing a solo. So now not everybody have the courage to go on the stage and perform, perform on something or sing a song solo. So the person that we are talking about, a girl who got cold feet, who got scared when she was asked to sing solo. So rather than saying she got scared, we said she got cold feet. Now if you want to say keep quiet or to stop talking, suppose you want to say just don't talk, just stop talking, be quiet. So rather than saying these terms, you can say zip your lips, zip your lips. So zip your lips ऐसे भी यूज होता है जब आपको अगर सपोज यू टोल्ड समथिंग, यू टोल्ड अ सीक्रेट टू समवन एंड नाउ यू वांट कि वो आगे किसी के पास ना जाए, वो पर्सन वो किसी और के साथ शेयर ना करे. सो व्हाट यू कैन डू, तभी आप बोलते हो कि यू जिप योर लिप्स. दिस मीन्स बेसिकली डोंट टेल दिस टू एनीबडी एल्स, राइट, और डोंट टॉक अबाउट इट विद एनीबडी एल्स. सो आप तब भी यूज कर सकते हो, और इवन इसे तब भी यूज कर सकते हैं जब हमें बोलना हो कि बी क्वाइट, डोंट टॉक. So example, he is the sort of man who rarely bothers to zip his lip. So he is somebody, there's a guy who is very talkative, who loves to talk, who talks a lot. So we can say that he is the sort of man who rarely bothers to zip his lip. Basically, to me, who rarely bothers to be quiet. One more example: she zipped her lip at the meeting yesterday as it was pointless to say anything. So again, she kept quiet. She did not say anything in the meeting yesterday as it was pointless to say anything. So rather than saying she kept quiet, she did not say anything, we can say she zipped her lip. Okay, so with this we are done with the advanced English words. Now we will be seeing some mispronounced words. So pronunciation is actually very important because it actually people kind of judge you on the basis of pronounced words. Basically, if somebody, for example, you're saying something and the person has a good, and the other person is having a good knowledge of the language, and by mistake, maybe you just pronounce a word wrong. So the other person, if he knows the correct pronunciation, that person will come first to correct you. So it's okay, it happens, everybody make mistakes. But the thing is, in that very moment now, we feel a bit embarrassed कि oh, I knew the correct pronunciation, how is that possible? मुझे तो word भी पता है, मुझे तो उसकी spelling भी पता है, how did I make this mistake? It just embarrasses you a bit. So it would be much better अगर हमें उसकी correct pronunciations पता हो. So in this video, I'll be discussing the 30 most mispronounced words. ऐसे वर्ड्स जो हम बहुत यूज करते हैं डेली, ऐसे तो बहुत वर्ड्स हैं, बट स्टिल जो मोस्ट यूज्ड वर्ड्स हैं जिसमें स्टूडेंट्स और द पीपल टेंड टू मेक मिस्टेक्स इन प्रोनाउंसिंग देम, वो हम लोग आज डिस्कस करेंगे. नाउ द फर्स्ट इज प्रोनाउंसिएशन. सो प्रोनाउंसिएशन बोल देते हैं कभी कभी हम. मैंने बहुत बार सुना है दैट पीपल जस्ट इन द फ्लो, बिकॉज हम प्रोनाउंस कहते हैं, इसको प्रोनाउंस करके दिखाओ, इसको कैसे प्रोनाउंस करते हैं, वी पीपल यूज दिस टर्म. सो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट जब आप सिएशन ऐड करते हैं तो आप बोल देते हो प्रोनाउंसिएशन, विच इज रॉन्ग. द करेक्ट प्रोनाउंसिएशन इज प्रोनाउंसिएशन. सो हम कैसे बोलते हैं? pronunciation. So pronunciation is the correct pronunciation. Next, government. So हम इसको मैंने सुना है स्टूडेंट्स कैसे बोल जाते हैं, गवर्नमेंट या गवर्नमेंट. So it's not government, it's not government, it is government. 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 The correct pronunciation is government. So हम इसको ऐसे वर्ड को ब्रेक करके समझेंगे. The correct pronunciation is government. नेक्स्ट, आयरन. सो कैसे बोलते हैं हम लोग उसको मोस्टली? आयरन. अरे इसको आयरन कर देना, इसको आई वॉन्ट टू गेट इट आयरनड. सो नो, इट्स नॉट आयरनड, इट इज आयरनड. द करेक्ट प्रोनाउंसिएशन इज आयरन. हम इसको कैसे बोलते हैं? आयरन. आयरन. आर इज साइलेंट. आयरन इज द करेक्ट प्रोनाउंसिएशन. नेक्स्ट, कैसे बोलते हैं इसको? हाउ डू वी प्रोनाउंस दैट? Just say that. So I know कुछ स्टूडेंट्स ने उसको बोला होगा वेडनेसडे, कुछ ने वेंसडे भी बोला होगा. सो वेडनेसडे इज द रॉन्ग प्रोनाउंसिएशन. इसको हम वेडनेसडे नहीं बोलते हैं. करेक्ट प्रोनाउंसिएशन इज वेंसडे. सो कैसे बोलते हैं? जब हम इसको प्रोनाउंस करते हैं द स्पेलिंग इज करेक्ट, बट इसमें हम डी का साउंड नहीं रखते हैं, इट इज साइलेंट. सो करेक्ट प्रोनाउंसिएशन इज वेंसडे. वेंसडे. नाउ नेक्स्ट, कैसे बोलेंगे इसको? DETERMINE. How do we pronounce that? Determine, determine. What is the correct pronunciation? See, इसकी pronunciation कैसी होगी? Determine. So DIDTER and MIN, min. The correct pronunciation will be determine. Now the next word. Now this, a lot of people make mistake in this word. The word is what? How will you pronounce it? TUITION. Tuition or tuition? What is the correct pronunciation? The correct pronunciation is TU2VWI and shun. Tuition. Okay? Now, next slide we have now CAREER. What is the correct pronunciation? Carrier? कैसे बोलते हैं उसको? कैरियर? नो, द करेक्ट प्रोनाउंसिएशन इज करियर. सो मैंने इसलिए इसको ब्रेक करके लिखा है सो दैट यू नो कि इन वर्ड्स को हम कैसे बोलेंगे. इट इज KUH क REE ER करियर. सो जब आप अपने करियर की बात करते हैं, फ्यूचर की बात करते हैं, तो क्या बोलेंगे? दिस इज माई करियर गोल, नॉट कैरियर गोल, करियर गोल, राइट. नेक्स्ट, टोमेटो, TOMATO. What is the correct pronunciation? Tomato? No, it is tomato. Let's look at it. TUH, MAY, may, and TOH, to. Tomato. The correct pronunciation is tomato. So, tomato soup or tomato soup? Tomato soup. Next, resume, RESUME. How do we pronounce this? Resume. So it happens, I have seen some students tend to make mistake while pronouncing this word. It is not resume. Resume is जब आपने pause किया उसको दोबारा play किया, that is resume. हम जो resume की बात करें, that is resume. So ZYU, MAY, may. So how do we pronounce that? RE, ZYU, and MAY, may. Resume. The correct pronunciation is resume. I have attached my resume here with. Now, next word, executive. EXECUTIVE. Executive or executive. The correct pronunciation is IGHZEHZ KAYHK executive. It is executive. So you will need to do a bit of practice before actually starting to use these correct pronunciations. थोड़ा सा practice चाहिए होगा आपको, and then I am pretty sure that you will be able to pronounce these words very nicely, very perfectly. So it is not executive, it is executive. Now, next, ONION. So, onion salad or onion salad? What is correct? It's not onion, it is wrong. Do not pronounce it that way. The correct pronunciation is, let's look at it, AW, क्या बोलते हैं? O, right? AWO and NYN, nyan. So, the correct is onion. Onion. It's not onion, it's not like that, it's pronounced as onion, right? Onion. Next, COUGH. I am having, what is that? Cough or cough? See, it is cough. It's not cough, it's cough. KAWF. इसकी जो correct pronunciation होगी, that is KAWF, cough. Right? Cough नहीं होता है, is cough. Now, next is, what is this? Cocoa. COCOA or cocoa. So A is silent in the pronunciation. The spelling is correct. It is COCOA. But when we pronounce it, it is cocoa. Next, BOWL. BOWL. I need a bowl of rice or a bowl of rice. What will you say? Bowl of rice is wrong. Bowl of rice is correct. So the correct pronunciation for BOWH is bowl. We will pronounce it as BOHL, bowl. So it is bowl of rice. Then, everybody's favorite, pizza. I like the veggie pizza. I like the cheesy pizza, margherita pizza, right? We have a lot of varieties. But how do we pronounce it? What is the correct pronunciation of PIZZA? Pizza or pizza? Remember one thing, whenever we pronounce this word, it is always pizza. P-E-E-T, pizza, pizza. It's not pizza, it's pizza. Next, RESTAURANT. What is this? Restaurant, restaurant or restaurant? I want to go to restaurant for dinner, restaurant for dinner. Or what is the correct pronunciation? What do you think? The correct pronunciation is restaurant. R-E-H, re, S-T-R-A-W-N-T, restaurant. Right? So आप इसको restaurant, restaurant, no, that is wrong. ये ऐसे pronounce नहीं करेंगे. हम क्या बोलेंगे? Restaurant, not restaurant. It's restaurant. So restaurant. Next, what is this? S-O-U-R. Sour. What is the correct pronunciation? What do you think? Sour. It's sour or it's sour? The correct or sour. Yes, sour भी कभी कभी मैंने सुना है. It's sour. It is sour. कैसे pronounce करेंगे? What is the correct pronunciation? We will pronounce it as S-W-U, sour, A-R, sour. Sour. It's sour. Sour is wrong. ठीक है? Sour. So, जैसे अगर हम बोलना this tomato is sour. So, sour or sour. It is sour. It's sour. Right? Next. ये कौन सा dessert है first of all? The रेगिस्तान वाला dessert or the sweet that we like to have after food? It is the sweet. The sweet जब हम खाते हैं after that कुछ भी जो हम dessert में खाते हैं like रसमलाई or anything that आपको खाने के बाद में एक sweet जो आपको craving होती है वो होती है dessert की. राइट सो ये डेजर्ट नहीं होता है फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल. आप इसको डेजर्ट कभी नहीं बोलेंगे. जो आप खाने के बाद में जो स्वीट डिश खाते हैं दैट इज डिजर्ट, नॉट डेजर्ट. हम रेगिस्तान नहीं खा रहे हैं. हम क्या खा रहे हैं? हम खा रहे हैं स्वीट डिश. उसकी प्रोनाउंसिएशन कैसे होती है? DIDZURT, zert, dessert. It is dessert. Now next slide. So we have engineer or engineer. This person is doing engineering or engineering. See, the correct pronunciation is engineer. It is engineer. आप R को भी even engineer में भी आप R को भी थोड़ा silent रखेंगे. इतना prominently उसको हमें pronounce नहीं करना है. हम बोलते हैं engineer. It is engineer. Engineer is wrong. Engineer नहीं होता है. It is ENNJEG. हम यहाँ पे emphasize करेंगे engineer. Engineer. Right? Now next, coupon. What do you think? क्या pronunciation है इसकी? Coupon? COUPON. Coupon or something else? It is coupon. The discount coupons. Right? So आप इसको coupon कभी नहीं बोलेंगे. इसकी pronunciation क्या है? It is KOOPAWN PON. Coupon. It is coupons. Now क्या बोलते हैं इसको? Gauge. गॉज मतलब कोई चीज को समझना. इसको हम गॉज कर रहे हैं, हम इसको गेज कर रहे हैं. हम इसे गेज कर रहे हैं. द राइट प्रोनाउंसिएशन इट इज नॉट गॉज, इट इज गेज. सो व्हेन आई एम ट्राइंग टू गेज द डिफरेंस, सो आई एम ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड इट. सो हम कैसे बोलेंगे? हम गॉज नहीं बोलेंगे, हम बोलेंगे गेज. नाउ नेक्स्ट इज अ वेरी कॉमनली यूज्ड वर्ड. सो लुक ऑन द स्लाइड. PHOTOGRAPHY. कैसे प्रोनाउंस करते हैं इसको? फोटोग्राफी. ये फोटोग्राफी करानी है, ये फोटोग्राफी करानी है. सो द करेक्ट प्रोनाउंसिएशन विल बी FA fur, TAW taw, GRA gra, FI fee. Photography. It is not photography, it is photography. Wedding photography. Right? Next. The word which is being mispronounced by a lot of people. A lot of students, a lot of people tend to mispronounce this word. That is RECEIPT. How do we pronounce it? Receipt or receipt? Receipt is wrong. Beta P in this word is silent. The correct pronunciation is RI-RE and seat, SWET, seat. Receipt. It is receipt, not receipt. It is the receipt. The bill which we get. That is receipt. Then, जैसे बोलते हो ना पर्ची. So उसके लिए जो English word है that is receipt. Now next is कैसे बोलेंगे? Develop. Develop कैसे बोलते हैं? The correct pronunciation for this, a word which has been used a lot, is develop. DUH, de, VEH, ver, LUHP, lup. Develop. It's not develop. It's not develop. It is develop. Development. Develop. Right? Now these are the last words we are going to discuss. So the first is COMMENT. So you know that person commented on my photo or commented on my photo. What is the right pronunciation? You people tell me first. Is commented or commented? What is the right way to pronounce it? The right way is comment. KAW. MENT. It is comment. It is always comment. So do comment on this video. It is comment. Now the next is conversation. Conversation No, that is wrong. बहुत लोग by habit, by default बोल देते हैं conversation. नहीं, it is बहुत लोग बोल देते हैं conversation. Sorry, that is wrong. The right pronunciation is conversation. So आप कौन पे थोड़ा सा emphasize करते हो, conversation. Conversation नहीं, that is wrong. कैसे बोलेंगे? KAWN con, VUH were, SAY say, SHUN shun. Conversation. Conversation. It's not conversation, it is conversation. Next, क्या बोलते हैं? Genre. क्या बोलते हैं? How do we pronounce it? GENRE. The genre is not good here, or what is the right way to pronounce it? The correct is ZHAN, John, RAA, genre. ZHAWN, John, RAA. So it is not genre, it is genre. It is genre. The genre of this space is not that good. So genre. Next. Okay, so this word is repeated. So let's do a quick revision. It is photography or photography? It is, tell me, photography. FATAWGRAFI. It is photography, not photography. Then WOMEN, a very very common word. Woman or women. WO है तो हम बोल देते हैं woman. But that is wrong. Women को हम pronounce करते हैं correctly as women. It is VIMEN, women. Now this word breakfast or breakfast. I want to have omelette for breakfast, or I want to have omelette for breakfast. What do you think which will be the correct way to pronounce it? The correct way is breakfast. आप breakfast कभी नहीं बोलते हो, आप बोलते हो breakfast. BREK brick and FUST first. So it is always breakfast. So now with this, we have come to the end of this video, and I hope you got to learn something new, and do apply these tips and these words and latest vocabulary in your day-to-day language. Thank you.